I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning of this episode, I thought I was literally in a time machine. I was like, did I skip on the episode of Luffy special? What the fuck is going on here? Because half this episode was flashback oriented with Luffy and Shanks, so what was up with that? I guess it had to do with Shanks discovering Luffy's bounty, but either way, I think that scene went on for way too long considering we've already seen it. Then again, it may be for casuals who may not have seen the beginning or may have forgotten about the beginnings. It's going to be crazy for hardcore One Piece fans to actually forget something like that, but either way, so the 5th Emperor has officially arrived, according to this episode. Now, if you saw the title of the episode and you're anime only, you've got to be thinking to yourself after this episode, what the f is going on with Luffy? Is he a Yonko now? I'll get to that, but he made so many heads spin when it came to the manga, so you're not alone. Either way, Luffy is touted as the Emperor now, so there's certain things that may modify that, but we know Luffy's not going to reject that even if he got asked to be a Yonko. Luffy's already stated no, that's not what he wants, so he's going to turn that down anyway. So, no, it's not happening. Either way, speaking of Yonko, we should start off with Shanks, and I was shocked as hell when he saw that. Shanks just smiling, and Luffy looking at Luffy's bounty poster. We don't get to see how much his bounty's increased. I'm guessing we're going to get that revealed next week. I don't know why, but again, that's more to do with a flashback being stretched out way too long. Either way, so it's cool to see Shanks in post-time skip. So this is the first time we've seen him. I think we saw a cameo in Punk Hazard, but this is his like full design. We actually get that reveal by the end of the episode because that's how the episode ends with Shanks. So it starts with Shanks and ends with Shanks, but it starts into the flashback, which was not necessary, at least not for the length of time it needed. With Luffy getting his devil fruit, him stabbing himself to prove he's a pirate, get the scar, all that stuff. We've seen this before. I have to admit, I skipped a little bit of that flashback to it, and it gets interesting. We got a flashback once we see Makino again with the baby. So this is the first time we see Makino with the baby. I believe we've seen it in the cover stories in the manga, but not in the actual anime. Unless I'm wrong, believe me. So correct me if I'm wrong. I guess they get a word of what's gone on with Luffy, and you could obviously make your own assumptions who that baby belongs to. I guess we saw him multiple times in this episode, so it's obviously Shanks. I mean, who else would it be? Yasop? Hell no. We go up to the Sunny, and I'm guessing. So what happens is Luffy kind of points out that the raid suit that was given to Sanji was actually put in Luffy's pocket because Sanji decided to chuck that shit away. That clarified. I thought it was hilarious once we saw Chopper and Luffy's like, "Oh, put it on, and see what we look like." And we actually get a glimpse of a Chopper and Luffy in raid suits. I thought that was hilarious in Gemma's costumes. So even though it was fillers, it's still pretty hilarious because they thanked us. He's like, "Oh, it's Niji. He placed it in my pocket, wanted to allow me to escape." Which, again, Sanji says, "I'm not going to use that because it's scientific. I don't need that. I don't want that Gemma tech." But why would they give it to him if he's not going to use it? So it's more or less a power up for Wano. Possibly he's going to don the raid suit. That's going to be so epic. I cannot wait for that. Approached by Luffy and Chopper to put that raid suit on, and Sanji's like, "I'm going to chuck it away. Why do you want it so badly?" Chopper and Luffy's reaction is like, "Oh, because it's cool." And Sanji's like, "Fuck, I don't need science to help me out." And then Nami just comes along with the clam attack and pulls out Zeus. So you got a problem with this, Sanji, and Sanji just pulls a 180. Nope. So that was kind of fun. Zeus and Sanji have a battle for Nami's affection, or else, I guess, being a servant. We saw this in Whole Cake and a glimpse of it. Sanji's like, I've been a servant longer than you have. And Zeus like, I've been in her pocket, so that means it has to count for something, right? So I guess that point goes to Zeus. And then Brooke hilariously points out, you do realize he's just talking to water vapor, right? By the way, Nami's also got power up too, because obviously if it wasn't made obvious enough, she has a weapon that's directly involved with Big Mom. So she's definitely going to let loose on Wano, so that's great. You see Carrot in the crow's nest actually taking a look. I guess she gets the news paper, and Nami's like, anything about us. She sees Luffy's picture. It's like, so what happens here? We see Sanji's poster fall down. We don't get to see what Luffy's bounty is. And we couldn't find out Sanji's gone up to 330 mil, which puts him above Zoro, or 10,000. So for Sanji fanboys, he got a bone here. He's up above Zoro, and his response is, yeah, take that, Moss Ed. So I just want to see Zoro's reaction when he sees this, because he's going to be pissed. It's like, what's going on? That's a huge leap, by the way. But obviously it has to do with his name. And we also come to find out that Sanji was dead, happy above Zoro now. And even now it was funny to respond like, oh, it's just a number. Remember how Zoro was reacting when Luffy said he's worth people? I think back on Zoro when he's talking to Inuyasha. and the samurai. And Zoro's like, oh, if he's worth 1,000, I'm worth 2,000. And Nami's like, yeah, it's just a number. Okay, Nami has when it comes to those two. There's always going to be a back and forth, and I think it's Oda's way of counteracting one another. I generally think they're both going to have equal bounties by the end of Wano. That's definitely not going to stay the same way. It's way of Oda's way for making up for Sanji, since he didn't get a win in Whole Cake Island. He did get a 1v1. He got a power up from the raid suit, which he'll probably use in Wano, and he got a bounty increase. Which now that I think about it, every time we got Straw Hats increased, the rest of the crew got a bounty increase. It seems like now it's just Luffy and Sanji, unless things change, which is kind of interesting to me because Nami, Chopper, and Brook, they didn't get an increase, and Brook and Nami put in the work, so did Chopper. They do mention something about Jinbei, and I guess Luffy asked, "Oh, is anything mentioned about Jinbei?" Kat said, "No, nothing mentioned." And if you notice when she's looking at the paper, you see at the back there's Jory Barney. You have to catch it real quick. I wonder if that has anything to do with the Reverie. So that's going to be interesting because we haven't seen Bonnie since after Dressrosa, when she found out that Law and Luffy took down the Flamingo and she was eating pizza. Now she's under prosecution from the government. And speaking of which, we cut over to, I guess, and you think reaction we get from Luffy. I guess he took a look at the bounty, but we didn't see what it is. There's a reason for that, and we'll get it next week. But we go over to, I guess, Fisherman Island and the Ryuga Kingdom. And we see King Neptune and company, and the three important things that take place here. Number one is they're about to set up for the Reverie, which we know that they're going to be attending. Number two is they mentioned the whole aspect of Jinbei finally joining up with the Straw Hats. I don't know why they were bringing that up if it wasn't going to happen. And the third thing is, Luffy, will he take over Fisherman Island now? Because if you remember, back after Fisherman Island, when Big Mom was looking to steal the candy and take over Fisherman, I'm going to blow this shit up because you don't have enough candy. Luffy said, no, I'm going to kick your ass and I'm going to take over Fisherman Island. So there's still that prophecy as well that Luffy's going to destroy Fisherman Island. So they maybe have unfinished business with that. But so I don't know what's going to happen there, because as soon as Whitebeard was no longer in charge of Island, Big Mom took it over, and now Luffy is apparently the one who's in charge. Apparently, I don't know if Big Mom lost to Luffy, which we know is not the case. It's just propaganda from big news organs. I just find that so interesting, and considering the fact that Luffy has been described as a fifth emperor now, and we know emperors like to reign on others' territory. So I don't know what that means when it comes to Luffy in charge of Fisherman Island. Then we go over to, I guess, Shirahoshi asking King Neptune, I want to come to you because if I don't attend the Reverie, if I don't see the world, Luffy's going to get at me for being a crybaby, so I want to go as well. Huge plot device, because we know she's an ancient rep in Poseidon. We saw the conversation between Robin and Neptune, so that's going to be a problem if that gets out. And more importantly, she's very tight with Luffy, as is Vivi and Rebecca, and we're going to see them in the next episode. We saw Vivi to a certain extent. Cameo, we saw the same thing we saw in the visuals. So Vivi looking at the bounty, we don't see how much it is. Again, we also get to see Dalton and Koreha, and we know they're attending too from Drum Island. Then we see a shot, and I was happy to see this. They threw this in there. We saw Crocodile. He's looking at the back poster, just smiling with a cigar. I don't know where he's at right now. I hope he shows up on Wano. So it's always cool to see Crocodile. Again, this is stuff that I generally love, where we see how the impact of the Straw Hats attacking Big Mom, screwing up the wedding process. The world thinks about it, because it's going to have huge implications going forward. We go to Navy HQ, Merijoa. Well, you can tell it's Merijoa because you see the bubbles. We're going to get more background as to the scenery of Merijoa, the Holy Land. You get to see Navy HQ, and Sakazuki Akainu is pissed. He's pissed. He sees the bounty. He's like, oh, what kind of bullshit is this? A fifth emperor? Cut the crap. We actually get mentioned Salo being a brother of Luffy. So I don't know if we actually got a mention of his bounty too, but either way, he's been mentioned in the same breath as Luffy. We know he's the brother of Ace, so there's a connection right there. So that has to be big news. Morgan's Akainu is that appears I'm not a fleet animal. I won't let them stand. They're just pirates. No. The episode ends with the way it started, with Shanks looking at the bounty poster, Any just smiling. We got Shanks full design, which is kind of cool. Post time skip. It does mention in the preview that the four emperors are going to make a move. So I'm guessing we're going to see the rest of the Yonko with Tails of Blackbeard, Big Mom, and Kaido. And I'm wondering if, because we got Wano in July, a huge amount of time between April and July, so they decided to extend this episode. But the amount of time the flashback took was way too long, in my opinion. Next week we got Kobe, and I guess another flashback sequence with Luffy in his beginnings. So I hope they don't do this too much in the Reverie, because yes, the Reverie isn't that long, a couple of chapters plus, maybe 5 to 4 max, and then we're at Wano. But I feel like arc was dedicated to the movie anyway. So either way, didn't like the pace of the episode, but the blood bowling aspect I enjoyed for what it was. That's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more One Piece. Comment down below your thoughts. Thanks, guys.